Hello, and welcome to Squabble, a noisy quarrel about something petty or trivial. I'm Carter.
And I'm Jacob.
And you might have already noticed something if you're a viewer, if you're one of the few viewers.
If you watch instead of listen.
Yeah, if you watch instead, which is only a handful of you.
But we
respectively.
You.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people don't watch podcasts. Mm-hmm. They just listen, which
that is kind of
that is the point.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes, but you do get a little. If you do watch, you do get a little.
Then you notice something, and that is that Carter got a haircut.
Yep, I did get a haircut. Thank you, Jacob.
No, we're just kidding. Obviously.
No, I really did get a haircut.
Really?
I did.
Oh, whoops, sorry. It looks good.
Hurtful.
Well, I was making a joke that the more obvious change is my hair is now blonde.
That's right, ladies and gents.
Now let the blonde jokes flood the comments.
Yes.
Okay, you're done with them now.
And
that's all you got.
If you just listen,
give it a moment of silence for their blonde jokes to come in. Here goes. Okay, that's all you get. That's all you get for the rest of the season.
If you are a listener, don't click away. Don't go to the YouTube just yet. There will be pictures posted galore on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
At Squabble Podcast. So check them out there. Don't worry. You'll still be able to see his blondness.
It's not going to just go away.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't have to see it on video.
It will
be on video. Just you don't have to see it
both.
on YouTube.
Check out both.
Yeah,
listen to this episode.
Listen,
watch it on YouTube and check out our
Drop us a
Instagram.
like.
Comment a blonde joke.
Yep.
But comment it. Rewind back to when I gave you the space to do it.
Right. Another announcement, because it is announcement time. The first minute of every Squabble episode, announcements. Okay, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Okay. Another announcement. What I was gonna say.
Speaking of minutes, did you check the timer?
Got
him.
Dang.
Got him.
Got him, boys. Gotta go to the clock here.
While you set the timer, I've got a funny story. I ordered a chocolate milk at 7 Brew, and I'm proud of it. So here it is. And I'm gonna be drinking it this episode.
Is 7 Brew a local? I think it's local.
Yeah, it's local too.
Yeah, so
where we are, but
7 Brew.
Some of you knows what it is. Some of you don't.
Shop, and I got a very large, chocolate.
But it's
coffee.
iced. An iced drink is like a large iced drink is the equivalent to a small drink with no ice in it.
Well, I would say maybe equivalent to a medium iceless drink.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, announcement number 2. It has been brought to my attention, several times. Our Patreon page is slacking, understandably, because a lot of what we had on the Patreon before was like access to the Discord, a little bit of merchandise and stuff. But we've done a few things, like we made the Discord public, so like anyone can join now, and other things like that. So the Patreon has kind of been slacking since we've kind of opened up doors for everybody. So we're going to improve the Patreon page. So if you have any ideas on how to do such a thing or what we should do.
Yeah, if there's any special thing you want, then
if there's like one thing and you're like, or if you subscribe to any other Patreon pages and they do something special that you like, tell us. Okay, we're gonna try to do that, stuff like that. And so that will be updated. Have no fear. And thank you for donating.
Yes. We should have a prize that's like $100 and you automatically get to be a guest on the show.
Wow.
Our Patreon.
That would be intense.
Yeah.
I mean, $100 for sure.
I'd do it.
I'll think about that. We might work through the logistics.
No one's gonna pay us that much, so I mean,
you never know, man. And also, let's get started here because I have 16% on my computer.
15 now. It just dropped.
It did just drop. Oh my goodness!
In the middle of the episode, he might just get up and walk, and I'll just have to carry the episode.
It's okay because just before we started, it was at 17, and then we started the episode and it jumped to 20. There's no charger anywhere, but it was 17, and then it was 20%. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, you want to get started?
I do want to get started.
So the episode today, we haven't even said it. I'm sure you saw the title, but we're going to be ranking the DCEU movies.
Yes, so we ranked the MCU.
Yes,
so
which is the DC Extended Universe.
Which is like, the movies.
The newest movies that are coming out. Those include Suicide Squad, or in order, I'm pretty sure, is Man of Steel,
Let me just look. I have it open right here.
Yeah.
It goes Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Aquaman, and Shazam.
Yeah, those are the movies that we'll be ranking because those are the newest ones in the universe right now. There's some that are like planned for the future, but since we haven't seen them, obviously we're not going to rank them. And I would like to go on record and say, no, I don't think that any of these are that good.
Any?
I'll get into it more, but
Okay.
yes, I'm going to say that right now. First of all, I'm way more of a Marvel fan than I am a DC fan.
Okay.
Not that I don't like DC because Batman's awesome. There's a lot of good heroes.
You are a big Batman fan.
Yeah, I am a Batman fan. I'm wearing a Batman shirt right now. But in like generally, DC makes movies. Marvel just makes better movies.
Specifically movies, because you don't really read the comics. And
I've read a few, but Marvel is more appealing to me, and DC. DC is just a fact that DC doesn't make movies as good as Marvel. They don't
I
rack
think
in as much
everybody
money.
agrees that.
It's like it just is a fact. You might like them more, but they don't make as much money as Marvel movies, so
Yeah.
they're not as good. But let's just get into it, shall we?
Yes.
So there's 7. Do we want to start? Who wants to go first?
I can go first. My
Okay.
number 7.
What's your 7?
Justice League.
I'll go ahead and say that I agree. That's my
Yeah.
number 7 as well.
Justice League was just a big. Most people probably say Batman versus Superman. That's the one that's gotten like bullied. That's the one that everybody's teamed up on and been like, this movie is just awful.
Right.
But I actually think that Justice League is worse. Just so many reasons. The CGI, like the CG.
CGI.
I don't know why I said I was going to say CG, which works too, I guess. But it was terrible. Like,
Yeah.
it was just awful. There's nothing to it. The bad guy, I can't even remember his name because it was that underwhelming, was terrible. There was no real, like, conflict. It was just like, save the world.
Okay, yeah. Here's my main problem with it, is that like, we had no backstory or like no invested interest in any of the characters.
Well, you had for a few.
Like
Superman, Batman.
Superman and Batman
and Wonder
are the
Woman.
only ones,
And Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman a little bit are the only ones that
She
like,
had her movie.
That's true, but like I felt like she didn't get enough screen time in this one. Like this one's like mostly about Batman,
Yeah.
and then like all the other characters were side characters.
Mm-hmm.
I wish
There's no real chemistry in it between
Yeah,
any
yeah.
of the characters.
because like there hadn't been a Cyborg movie yet, and even though there has been a Wonder Woman movie, there's just been one Wonder Woman movie. Like we haven't gotten enough. There was no character development or like no invested interest in any of the characters because like they brought them in so quickly and like they had like very little screen time and they were like all side characters, so yeah, they looked cool and like you might like them because you know about them from comics and older movies.
I just dropped my phone.
Yeah, is it cracked?
We'll see. Yep. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to put it on the chair so it's not in the way
Dangerous.
anymore.
Yeah, anyway, it's just I don't know, it was kind of lame.
It's following me. Now my computer just buzzed because my phone won't leave me alone. But yeah, it was bad. There was no. My biggest thing was there was no chemistry. Like I didn't believe any of the characters would even fight together. Like I don't know, they just all felt so
Yeah, it felt really rushed.
robotic. No pun intended, because of Cyborg. It's just
Yeah.
like they all just felt not real.
And see, that's what kind of sucks is I love Cyborg. He's like a really cool. He's probably in my top 15 at least. Like,
At least he
favorite
had some sort of moral
characters.
conflict. He was the only character that did in the
Yeah,
movie.
but like they just kind of shoved him in there and was like, "Here he is. Look at him. He's awesome with all that CGI," which he
Wasn't good.
wasn't. And that's it. And then like, I don't know. There was no. I didn't care for him at all. And it was sad because I wanted to. And I think the problem is Zack Snyder. Why do they keep hiring him? Why do they hire him to make movies? Every movie he's made for them has pretty much sucked. But for some reason, they keep hiring Zack Snyder. Why? What's the point?
I don't know.
He's
He's just not good. Number 6.
number 6. Do you want to go with me?
Yeah, my
I'll
number.
go
Okay.
because you just went for
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Aquaman. I just really wanted to
Uh-huh.
say that because I hated that movie. Like the
Yeah.
more after I watched it, I was like, okay. But the
no,
more
yeah,
I
I
think
don't
about
like
it,
it.
I hate it even more.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I remember watching it and I think I was like halfway through. I was like, "Are we almost done yet?" I was like, "Is
Yes.
this almost over?"
Okay, this is my thing. It was so before he went underwater, I was actually genuinely invested, and I was actually super interested because they made Aquaman actually cool. Like, well done.
They did. It's hard to
Seriously.
make Aquaman cool.
It is hard to make Aquaman cool. That's just a fact. But
He always gets
I
the
was
short end of the
actually
stick.
interested in him, like when he was in the submarine.
Yeah,
he was doing
that was
stuff.
cool.
That was really cool. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah.
And he was like, they made him look cool. Jason Momoa is awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
Jacob
he
wants
is a
right
good actor.
into him.
Yeah, one time he trampled me in at a Comic-Con. I think I've told that story on here before.
I think
I'll
maybe.
do another recap though. I was at Comic-Con. I was in line for food. I was looking on my phone, and all of a sudden, this giant burly man just like kind of bumps into me. Like he's like really rushing. He's not like running, but he's walking where he's trying to
gotta
go.
get somewhere.
Yeah, and he's like walking. He like walks through the line of people. He doesn't go right. He walks right through, which is right where I was standing. He kind of bumps into me. He was just like, "Oh, sorry," and I was just kind of like, "It's whatever." So I just kind of glanced up from my phone. I was like, "It's fine." Looked back down, and then I like looked back up.
Like a double take.
Yeah, and it was Jason Momoa who plays Aquaman, and he was just zooming towards the door with his bodyguard chasing behind him. Like his bodyguard was like jogging, like he was trying to catch up. He was bigger than his bodyguard.
Jason Momoa's like,
Yeah, I don't know
8 feet
why
tall.
he needs a bodyguard, but he had a bodyguard. He was chasing after him, and they was just leaving. They were walking out the door.
Yeah, I love Jason Momoa.
I'm guessing
as, like,
it's
an
so he
actor,
didn't get like crowded by people, so he was really trying to get away.
probably.
But he just bumped into me, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, you're good." And then I was like,
Yeah,
"Wait."
that's another reason why I liked the movie a little bit, because I do like him as an actor, and I've seen like videos of him just like as
Like
just him
interviews,
as a person, interviews and stuff. He's pretty fun. He's a fun guy. I like him a lot. He's in a very famous meme.
He is.
Yeah, he is. Where it's
one?
like
Superman, and he's
Superman,
behind him, like,
and then he's
sneaking up
behind him
on him.
about to hug him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
But as soon as they went underwater, and there was all the underwater
Mm-hmm.
scenes where they're talking underwater and their hair is floating around and they swim really fast.
Yep.
I hated every second of
Yeah,
it.
I lost interest.
It was like worse than playing the water levels in Mario.
Yeah.
Genuinely hated it. It looked
They-
cheesy. It was awful.
They didn't do a very good job of building the world to keep me interested. They like went under the water and then immediately just went into boring exposition. There should have been a scene that was like, look how cool this world that he lives in is. Look how cool Atlantis is. So that you were interested in the world, because then you care about the conflict. Because they were like, there's going to be a war. But I was like, so?
It's like, so it's underwater.
Okay.
What do I care?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, they didn't make it seem like this was this cool world. And like, look at all this cool, look, it's got a great economy. And like, look how the ecosystem, not economy, ecosystem was meant. Yeah, they've
And
got
then, like,
great
they
money.
were all like riding dolphins and sharks, which was kind of cool, but like, why are they riding sharks? They can swim so fast.
Yeah.
It was so stupid.
And
I
there
don't
were
know.
some good action scenes. Like this submarine scene was fantastic.
Yeah, like when it
And-
was underwater stuff that pertained to land, I was interested.
Well,
When, like,
and
when
then
he was
there
saving
was some other
soldiers.
stuff like that one time when he went to talk to that giant sea monster, whatever that part was,
Okay.
and he was like the chosen one or whatever. That part I kind of forgot exactly how it went down, but I remember that scene was pretty cool. I was like, oh, it's
I'm
getting
not gonna say
interesting
there
again.
weren't like cool scenes, but the majority of it was like weird. I can talk underwater, but like my hair's all floating around, and like I feel like they tried to make that cool.
Yeah.
But like it still looked just completely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I don't know. I didn't like it. It was just lame.
It was
I wish
just
they
lame,
would have
yeah.
made it.
It was underwhelming.
Right. I wish it would have been more like the first few minutes where he's saving the guys in the submarine. I wish it was stuff like that.
Save, he's beating the guys up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was much more interesting. I guess I wish that the villain would have been some sort of some sort of guy from land, trying
Instead of
to-
like the weird dude trying to become king.
right. I wish it was somebody from land, and he had to use his water powers and try to overcome that like problem he
Yeah.
has. Like, oh no, I'm king of the sea, but I'm trying to help people on land.
Yeah,
I wish that would have been.
that
the
would have been a
problem.
better conflict, because
It
his
would have been a
conflict
better
was also
conflict.
completely cliche. Oh, I have to be king, but I don't want to be.
Right. It was a weird.
It's like,
Like,
okay.
he's king now, but like also he's like part of the Justice League who fights on land. So like, why is he doing that if he's king of this whole entire city that's like underwater? Shouldn't he just?
Well, it's not
fight
even that. It was
underwater?
just like cliche. It's like Lion King, which is a classic, and they did it beautifully. But like, it was just like such a cliche. Like, oh, I don't want to be the leader. Oh, but you have to be the leader. Oh, I'm gonna learn to become the leader by the end of it. It's like, okay,
Yeah, I don't know.
okay, we get it. Yeah,
It's just they were really close. They were really close to making Aquaman cool.
they were. And I love Jason Momoa.
Yes.
He also felt very characterless, which I think was the writing.
I
and
guess
the
I would
story.
say they accomplished making Aquaman cool, but they didn't accomplish making Aquaman's movie cool. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's what I would say. Well, here, my number 6.
Yeah.
My number 6 is Batman versus Superman.
Okay.
which
Okay.
I think the biggest problem with this movie was how disappointing it was. I think the ads and the title made people think this was going to be some huge epic battle, and they have one fight scene. It was kind of cool. I guess that fight scene was kind of cool. At the same time, it was kind of underwhelming, though.
Yeah, I would agree.
It would have been a good first fight. Like, they had this fight, and then they fight again at the end. Like a
I
super
wish
mega
they fought
brawl.
at least twice.
Yeah.
It was a lot of build up and no.
It was basically a Batman movie. That
Where
he
he
ended up
beats
fighting
Superman.
Yeah, and then Superman dies. Spoilers.
The title should have been Batman and Superman, because that's kind of what it
Yeah.
was.
It was
not
Batman's-
Batman versus Superman.
They fought once.
They fought one time and then they were friends.
And the conflict was cool. I mean, it was a good.
Oh yeah,
They
Idea
should have.
was awesome.
Well, I mean, not even like the whole like, oh, he shouldn't have that much power. No human should be allowed to have that much power, or whatever. Like that was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
a cool conflict, but they didn't make it
The
seem.
motivation made sense.
Yeah, it was like the only person saying that was Batman, and it was like on the news, and other people were kind of saying it. Not like Lex Luthor, who was there for some reason,
Yeah.
but it wasn't Lex Luthor. It was like Lex Luthor's
Yeah,
son,
that's
and he
another-
wasn't Lex Luthor.
Yep. That's another problem that I had. There were so many characters that didn't need to be
To be
it.
there,
Like
yeah.
at the end, Doomsday comes.
And Wonder
Like-
Woman?
Like, oh yeah, and Wonder Woman. Like, hold on a second. I came to watch a movie where Batman and Superman fight. There's about 2 minutes where they're actually fighting, and then the rest is about Wonder Woman, Lex Luthor, and Doomsday.
And Martha,
Like what?
why did you say that name?
It shouldn't be Batman versus Superman. It should be Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and Lex Luthor and Doomsday.
And can we just talk about that scene? I know it's a meme. I know everyone's tired of hearing about it. But really, what the heck? Why did he say his mom's name and now he's like, "Oh, I'm chill now."
Yeah, I
we
was
don't have to
thinking
fight. I mean, I get that it like caused him PTSD, but if anything, shouldn't that make him want to kill him more?
Right,
Like you just said my
because-
dead mother's name.
You're fighting a bad guy, right? Like Batman thinks that Superman's a bad guy, and if you're fighting a bad guy and the bad guy
Says your dead
brings
mother's
up
name?
your dead mother's name, you're suddenly going to let the bad guy go.
You're just gonna
or
stare
you're
at him
gonna,
and tell him where.
forgive the
Ask
bad
him where
guy?
to hear that name. No, he'd be like, "I'm gonna kill you now."
It's a freaking
Well,
common
actually,
name.
thinking about it, I'm torn on it because I actually can see why he would question it. Because he's Batman, he's not supposed to know his secret identity, so he would be like, "How'd you know my mother's name?" But at the same time, it's like, wouldn't you like torture him more instead of just like start crying and give up? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. And also, the fight was cool, but Batman just
But it-
totally demolished Superman.
yeah. At the same time, it wasn't that cool. You know, it's one of those things where like,
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
cool, but it was like
I said, it would have been a good first brawl, like their first meeting, and then they'd meet again
yeah,
later.
I feel like there was
But they didn't.
absolutely no struggle for Batman. Batman immediately knew how to beat Superman, and he built kryptonite spears and was like, "Let's do this." Like, I feel like there should have been a first fight where Batman was like, "Oh, this guy's actually strong,"
Mm-hmm. And then a second fight, and then a
maybe-
final brawl.
Yeah, and then like a second fight where Batman was like prepared, but he still realized how strong Superman actually was, and then a third fight where maybe Superman was getting cocky, and that's how Batman wins. But because that would have been Batman versus Superman, not
Yes.
Batman meets Superman for the first time.
Yeah,
Because
that's all it was.
Every superhero that Batman meets, he kind
Questions.
of does the same thing. He is like, is this guy a bad guy or a good guy? And that's how the whole thing starts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. And there were other characters like Doomsday and Lex Luthor didn't seem necessary.
Yeah,
And the CGI on Doomsday was also pretty trashy.
it was.
But the scenes where Batman was fighting other just like thugs and stuff, that was really cool. Like the Batman fight scenes were really cool.
Yeah.
But I think though that you should move it up on your list, and the only
Really?
reason being is because at least people are talking about it. Unlike Justice League and Aquaman, which
True.
came out and people were like, "Oh, okay," and now nobody talks about it. At least people are interested in Batman versus Superman.
That's true.
That's why it's a little higher on my list.
The only reason I put Aquaman, I'll go and say my number 5 since we've already talked about it, I can say that. The only reason I put it above those two is just because at least it tried some things and at least it had good elements. Batman vs.
Okay.
Superman and Justice League both did not have any outstanding elements. They had elements that weren't terrible. I would even say they had elements that were like good, but they had no great elements. I'd say Aquaman at least had some things that I really liked. You know.
Sure.
So I put it at number 5. That's my number 5. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Man of Steel.
Okay.
For a few reasons. Well, okay. First of all, so far, I don't think any of these movies are that great. Just gonna put that out there. But the only movies that I actually liked watching are 1, 2, and 3, and I'll get into that later. Man of Steel was, first of all, super forgettable, and could have been. It was something that could have been really good, but was not. Like, to make a Superman movie is pretty difficult, considering he has pretty much every superpower you can imagine, and like, what kind of conflict is like Superman going to go through?
Yeah.
Somebody who can do anything and not be beaten. What conflict is he going to go through? Well, another Superman.
Yeah, right.
That's what they did. They were like, the only thing to beat Superman, another Superman, and that's what they did. And it was like, really? That, I don't know. A better story would have been some sort of moral or like emotional struggle would have been better than some cool fight scenes in the air. And I don't know. The whole
Well,
thing
I
was
actually
lame.
put.
And the fight scenes were super lame because they're like flying around the whole time.
Yeah.
And like,
I'll save my thoughts for Man of Steel because it's higher up on my list. So.
okay, that's pretty much all I had to say about Man of Steel. It's forgettable. And the fight scenes were kind of lame because they would swing one punch and the other guy would go flying 100 miles, and then the other guy would fly over back to the guy and do it again. And like, that's it. It's like, oh, great. And they did that for like way too long, and it was lame. Okay, and number 4 is Batman versus Superman.
We
which
already
I already
talked
talked
about
about that a little bit.
Okay, my number 4 then is Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Suicide Squad. Okay, this one's hard. This one tears me up. That's why it's right in the middle. It leaves me torn because it was entertaining. I'll say that. I think it was entertaining, but at the same time, I hate it. And the more I think about it, the more I dislike it because there are so many elements to it that I don't like, but I'm still entertained by them. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like watching. It would be like watching. It's like watching your friend do something stupid. Also, put a count on how many times I just said it's like watching. It's like watching your friend doing something stupid. It's like, this is entertaining, but this is like nothing about this is good. Yeah, like this is not good entertainment, but
I'll
it is
go ahead and
entertainment.
say that is also my next one. I put Suicide
Okay,
Squad as number 3.
Well, then my number 3 is Man of Steel, so we just switched. We have those.
Well, kind of, yeah.
But-
But I would agree, though. Like, it was so entertaining, and I actually loved watching it.
I don't
there
think I
was-
loved watching it. 'Cause I still
did.
have
would
my
watch
problems,
it again,
but
and I think about it often and want to watch it again.
no, I don't ever have the want to watch it again. But I wasn't bored. I'll say that. This is one of the few DC movies where I'm not bored watching it.
Okay, that is so true.
Yeah.
There's so many boring parts when it comes to like anything
Man of Steel,
Zack Snyder.
Aquaman, yeah. But
But,
this one actually did well in the fact that it was entertaining because it did have good action. This was one of the ones that actually has good action. I feel like action scenes in movies are something that are often overlooked, but people forget how important they are.
Yeah.
That a lot of people think, oh, it's action, people aren't going to be bored. I feel like people forget that it's hard to make a good
Yeah,
engaging
just like I was
action
saying
scene.
about Man of Steel, the action
Yeah.
scenes were not that good
Exactly.
because they were just
Yeah.
super strong.
But Suicide
and punching
Squad-
each other miles away.
Suicide Squad had good action.
It really did.
It was pretty
yeah.
cool. But then there were so many problems like Joker. I know a lot of people like Jared Leto's Joker. A lot of people don't. I'm personally on the side of I don't like it. I think it is just... I appreciate him trying something new, I guess, but I don't like what he did with it. I guess there's no reason. I guess it's just personal preference. I think he was almost too sane.
I jump back and forth a lot, but I'll say this: I really respect the decision to make Joker how they did. Like, I respect that because the classic Joker has already been done in like the Batman trilogy, and it's really hard to, when something is done so perfect, it's hard to do it again and have people like it.
Yeah.
Similar to how like Jared, or not Jared Leto, but Heath Ledger.
That's his name,
Heath
right?
Ledger did it, I would say, flawlessly.
Yeah.
And it would be hard to repeat that and say, like, this is the new Joker. Like, people aren't going to get on board. Similar to how, like, everyone says Tony Stark, or, I mean, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
is the best Tony Stark, right? Like,
Or
if they were to ever recreate or, like, make a remake of Iron Man.
or Wolverine. What's his name?
And how, I can't remember.
I don't know. Why are we
Hugh
forgetting him?
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh
yeah.
Jackman is the best Wolverine. It would be very difficult to, like, reboot the X-Men and make another Wolverine.
Exactly, 'cause he
if
was so
everyone's
good.
going to be like, they're going to
It's not
judge
Hugh
him
Jackman.
based on Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
They're going to say, how good is he compared to Hugh
So-
Jackman? So making something new with Jared Leto, I think, was actually a good idea.
I do.
Because everyone would just be like, well, he's not Heath Ledger. so he's not that good. So making something new, I think, was the right
The
choice.
thing I'm waiting for with the Joker, which I think the new movie coming out, the Joker movie coming out with Joaquin Phoenix or whatever, how
Yeah,
you say
yeah.
his name. I think the thing with people have done with Joker is like if you put the Joker as a central character in like the center of like a scale, right? I think on one side you'd have the Joker that Jared Leto did, right? The extreme side of like he's not really insane, he's kind of almost smart, but he's like crazy. He's like criminally crazy, but
Right.
he's not like insane. He's just
He's
smart.
a
He's like an evil
psychopath.
genius. Yeah. And then on the other side you'd have like the uses like clowns and uses like exploding teeth and like the little flower that spews acid, like like the really cartoony one.
Sure.
I want to see someone do the cartoony one because I feel like what all
Yeah.
of the live action Jokers we've gotten, give or take maybe a few from like the really old Batman movies, have tried to do the like the psychopath
somewhat
one.
realistic.
Yeah, and the one that Heath Ledger did that, he did that perfectly. He didn't go overboard and be a freaking mob boss like Jared Leto did.
Yeah,
He wasn't
no
a
gang
gangster,
leader.
but he was smart enough to know what he was doing the entire time, but still give off the creepy like, why is he dressed like a clown look?
Yeah.
So I want somebody. What I'm waiting for is a Joker that is going to go the opposite direction and be like completely insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that is what the new Joker movie is going for. So that's why I'm excited for that. I'm sorry, I know that was off of the tangent, but that's just why I don't like
Yeah,
Jared
we
Leto's
just went
Joker.
on a Joker review.
We did, but that could have been his whole episode. I could keep talking about it.
Who's the best Joker?
Yeah, I could
or-
keep talking about it.
Yeah,
But
I could too. But
anyways,
anyway, Jinx.
Suicide
Jinx
Squad.
again.
Yeah, it just has lots of issues.
Okay,
And
I'll
one
say
more
this.
thing about Suicide Squad.
I have something
Okay.
also to say, but so it's
Slipknot.
not the last thing.
What is Slipknot? That's his
Oh,
name,
that's-
right?
yeah,
Who
Slipknot.
just
No,
exists solely to get his head blown off?
Oh yeah. Okay, Slipknot and yes,
Boomerang.
Yes.
Guy, is that who you're
I
gonna
was
say?
gonna say something about Boomerang guy.
Captain
yeah.
Boomerang. He was actually fun.
Oh yeah,
Terrible character, but fun.
this is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say a few things. First of all, the reason I was entertained is because I loved all the characters,
Mm-hmm.
even Slipknot, even the fact because, maybe it's because of the memes that came out of it.
Has one line,
But, like-
gets his head blown off.
That was so stupid. I think I liked it though because he's such a dumb character that I totally understand them putting him in the movie just to kill him off. I totally understand that because his superpowers and character is so stupid.
Yeah.
What is his? You know what his power is?
I can
He
tie a great
climb
knot.
Anything. That's his power. He can literally climb anything. That's how dumb is that? That's so stupid. I
Can
totally
he tie
respect
knots,
killing
too?
him. Yeah, like that's his thing. He ties stuff and he climbs it. It's so dumb. Dumbest thing I've ever heard. So yes, kill him. I totally respect that. But I liked all the characters. I just don't like how they did it. For instance, like Diablo, super cool. The end scene with Diablo when he actually turns into that fire monster, that was epic. But
He did have a
at
good
the
moral
end,
conflict, too.
he did have a good moral conflict. The only thing that I wish they'd have done is, I guess, focus more on the characters because he, at the end, sacrificed his own life to save these guys that he just met, even though a scene before he was mad at them and hated them because they were like trying to make him use his superpower, and he finally used it and he was like, I hate you guys. Why'd you make me do that? But then 2 seconds later he was like, I'm going to kill myself for you guys. I was like, wait a second. You guys are friends now because you're like being forced to do something for the government? You guys are like I don't get it. Why are they friends?
I kind of get it because he's finally learned. I don't think it's that he was forced to do it. I think it's that he finally learned that because his whole thing was, I am evil. My powers are
Oh,
from
yeah,
Satan.
I know
So now
what-
that he
yeah.
knows I can use this for good, that was his closing. That was, okay, I did it now. I use my powers for good.
Sure,
and that's how
sure.
I went out.
Yeah,
I get
and
that.
I guess I get it too. I just wish there would have been like maybe more time in between their like the start of their mission and the end of their mission. They
That's
did it in
true.
one night.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also, where was Batman and the Flash and Wonder Woman? These heroes have existed for a while actually. When the government decided to use the bad guys to fight this world-ending event, but Batman wasn't there. Where is he? Batman's just chilling as like the entire world is about to be taken over by this witch, and it's not like it was an unnoticeable crime. Like there was this huge tornado in the sky. Like
Yeah, it was a
Batman,
big
the
deal.
Flash, and Wonder Woman all should have been there.
Yeah.
But like what? But they had to use bad guys. I wish their mission was smaller, so it would have been more realistic.
Yeah, more down to earth.
Yeah, like some sort of like I don't know, FBI Black Ops,
Like top
mission.
secret thing.
Yes, like a Black Ops mission kind of thing, where maybe they're like infiltrating another government kind of thing. It's like that's something that Batman would say no to.
Or something that Batman
You know?
couldn't do, or he wouldn't know about. Not necessarily
I
couldn't do,
would-
but I couldn't do because
right.
he'd have to work
Sure,
with the government. That is.
Exactly. So something like that would have been better than like come on, why were they the only ones there?
Yeah, right.
Batman totally would have been there. I have more to say about this.
me too.
But I
We've
think
been
we're
talking
running out
about
of
that for
time,
way
so
too
I think
much.
we should jump to the next one. Okay, I'll actually say one more thing because I really want to say it. At the end, they weren't bad guys. They all did good stuff, but like they're supposed to be bad guys. What was it that they did that was bad? They tried to escape jail. Okay, but in the end, they were like
well,
best
before
friends,
the
and they were
movie
like-
started, they probably killed a lot of people.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like we didn't see that in the movie.
Yeah, we
All
saw
they-
Will Smith do it,
Well,
and we saw
true.
Harley Quinn, and we heard about Crocodile, and we
they,
saw
like-
that Diablo, what he did.
Well,
We
yeah,
saw a
but
lot
they
of them
like
did.
abided by the rules so easily, and they like
Because they were gonna get their heads blown off.
I don't know. I just felt like we were rooting for them the whole time, but like we never saw them do anything necessarily evil. Like I don't know. It portrayed them as the good guys, even though they're supposed to be the bad guys. And I wish it would have portrayed them as the bad guys, but it still made us love them. But
Yeah.
they were just like these are good guys, kind of thing. Like the black lady who was,
Amanda Waller.
yes, thank you, Amanda Waller was the bad guy in that movie, even though she worked for the government and was like supposed to be the good
Well, I
guy.
think the bad guy was Cara Delevingne's character.
You're right.
I don't know.
Anyway,
the
okay, we gotta
sorceress or
keep going.
whatever.
We gotta keep going.
My number 3 is Man of Steel. I kind of already talked about that. I'll just go through really quickly. The reason I put it higher is because I think that it was an interesting take on Superman, and it wasn't a complete failure, and so I appreciate that. Because usually when the DCEU tries to do something new, it's a big
I
failure.
hope you're not listening to this on 2 times speed because
Yeah, then you will not be able to hear what I'm saying.
Jacob speaks at 2 times speed.
I do. So yeah, Man of Steel. They tried something new. Superman had a good moral conflict. It wasn't all just punchy action, lifting stuff. Oh look, he's Superman.
I
It
respect
was
your
very-
decision, even though I put mine lower on the list. Okay,
Yeah.
number 2, Wonder Woman is actually a really good movie, and these are when these top 2 are ones that I actually think are
I
actually
agree.
quality good movies.
My number 2 is Shazam.
Hold on, Wonder Woman, really good
Okay.
score. Okay, please go.
My Wonder Woman is number 1.
Oh,
so I'll
yeah?
just go ahead
Okay.
and say it. I actually think Wonder Woman is a work of art. Honestly, I think it's really I really do
Yeah, I
appreciate
agree.
it.
I
I would
agree.
say that Wonder Woman can stand up with some of the best MCU movies. I think it gives me the chills. The scene
agree.
when they're in the pits and she walks out on there with her shield.
And I love the
or
score. The
things.
soundtrack is so
Yeah,
cool.
it's beautiful.
The
It's
great
great
combat music.
It's a
It's
great
awesome.
done music. It's got
Yep.
great shots, great
She's a
actresses
really good
and
actress,
actors.
yeah.
Chris Pine's fantastic. We
Go
did a whole
Chris.
episode about the Chris's.
He's got a nice
yeah,
butt.
I just think it's
Gotta show
fantastic.
his butt once.
Oh, they do. That's
Yeah,
a
they
funny
show his
scene. Yeah,
butt.
it's a good. See, it's just a masterpiece. I love.
Okay,
Wonder
my
Woman.
number 1 though is Shazam. Mainly because I just love Zachary Levi.
Yeah, Shazam's
I've
my
loved
number
him
2.
for a long time, ever since I watched Chuck. He's like great. I love everything.
He was also Finn in Tangled.
Yeah, exactly. See, 3 good characters right there.
Yeah.
Also, it was hilarious, and I'm a sucker for a good comedy.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a quality comedy movie, and I really like that when it's funny, and it made sense. It wasn't like too stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But it was so different from the rest of the.
And
DCEU
once again,
movies.
Shazam's another character to make cool, and they made him pretty cool
yeah, Shazam.
by embracing the fact that he's stupid.
right,
He's a
right.
little kid. Like what?
Exactly. Like that's a good decision to do. Like embrace. That's how I think why the Guardians of the Galaxy was so good, because that's such a stupid like
Concept.
really a raccoon is like your favorite character, but like they embraced how like weird it was, and it was great. And I think they did the same thing in Shazam, and they were like, this is interesting. This is really strange, but like we can do it by just making fun of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was good. And quality actors, even the kid. It's hard to find good actors that are kids, but they had a whole team of kid actors that were all good.
Yeah, my only problem that I put it lower than Wonder Woman is because I didn't like the kid actors. I didn't
What?
like when they all became superheroes at the end. I thought that was cheesy.
I thought it was cheesy too, but I think the whole movie was kind of going
Good
for
cheesy?
something like classic cheesy because in the, they were like kids becoming superheroes. I think it was supposed to be like I think it was okay in the way they did it, that it was cheesy. You know,
Yeah,
like there's a
that's fair.
difference between like Aquaman being cheesy and
Yeah.
they really were not trying, and then like a comedy where like Shazam is just a cheesy character in general and just like being okay with it being cheesy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely understand you're putting Wonder Woman first. I could be convinced to put Wonder Woman first, but I just prefer Shazam if I was going to watch another
That's
one
fair.
twice.
Yeah, I guess that wraps it up. We really went into hyperspeed for
We
those last
really did.
3 movies. But, you know,
I love how it's easy to talk about stuff we don't like. So when
when we start talking about the stuff we don't like, we'll go deep into it. Then we start talking
Yeah.
about stuff we do like, and we're like, yeah, this is why we
our,
like
our
it. It's
reasons
whatever.
are like, oh, it's because it's good.
yeah.
And it's like, well, why don't you like it? And we
We're
have
like,
like
oh, well,
lists of pages
Let me
and
become a
pages
movie critic.
of reasons why we hate it. That's why, hey man, that's why things get bad raps really easily.
'Cause it's easy to talk about
be a
something you
bad
don't
movie.
like.
It's really hard to be a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on a T-shirt. It's easy to talk about something you don't like. That's why.
Yikes.
That's why to make good conversation, you just bring up the
Find
most
something you both
controversial
hate.
topic
Oh,
you can
okay.
find.
Wow. Let's move on before he does that.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
Remember, if you have an idea for our Patreon page
Please
and
tell
what we
us.
should do, tell us. DM us on Instagram, message us on Facebook, drop it in the comments. You stalk us, find a phone number, you can email us.
Or just like DM us.
Yeah, whatever, man. Find a way, send it to us. I guess that's it.
I guess that is.
Feel free to follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram at Squabble Podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, pretty much anywhere you
And
can
our
find
website.
podcasts.
SquabblePodcast.com.
Yep, our website. I guess that's it.
That should be
Again,
it.
we have a Patreon page, obviously. That's Squabble Studios because, again, we do other stuff than just this podcast. Go to the YouTube. We got skits on there.
if you
Jacob
wanna-
tries snacks.
Yes, that's classic.
We're working on another podcast right now. I think I've said it a few episodes. It will come eventually. We are running
It's a
into some
big-
issues.
it's a work in progress.
It is a work in progress. We're running into little obstacles, but we'll get there eventually. I guess that's it. Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to the Discord one more time. We made it public the other day, so go on there. It should be the invite link should be on our Instagram and our Facebook. If it's not, DM us and we'll send you the invite list. We're gonna have some cool stuff over there, like
Yes.
listen parties where we have discussion about the episodes and listen to it on live. Maybe not live, but And I think that's it. And I'm at
That should
6%
be it.
battery on my computer, so
Perfect timing.
it is perfect timing. So I
We
guess
will
we'll snap you later.
snap you later.